Threading is a conversational technique that I actually learnt because I was an extremely antisocial kid who couldn't speak to anyone. People would ask me like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'd be like, "Good. How about you?" And they'd be like, "Good." And we would just awkwardly stand there. Like I was a super socially awkward kid, but during like family events, I would be the kid sitting in the corner of the room playing Clash of Clans or Clash Royale on my mom's phone instead of interacting with my cousins and stuff. Like I was such an antisocial kid, and I used to read books like How to Influence and Influence People, and a few others, just in order to become more social. And this is a concept in conversations that I learned to become more social, but I realized actually works so effectively to get clients. Whenever someone gives you a statement, you want to respond to it, but you also want to throw in a little question. You want to thread it to the next question, to the next person, so that they can give you another statement, and then you're going to respond. But then you're also going to throw in a little question so that they can respond. So they give you a statement, and then you're going to respond. And instead of just responding, you're going to give a little question. So pretty much threading is where instead of just giving a response, you always give a response plus ask the next natural question that's coming up. The reason being, you need to take control of the client conversation. Realize that between you and the client, you are the entrepreneur who is trying to close this guy. So the burden of the conversation is on you. If you want to do this quick experiment, look at the last time that you got ghosted by a client. Look at the last 5 times, look at the last 10 times. Did you ask a question? More specifically, did you ask a question that was very easy to answer? Because more than likely, if you look at those last 5, 10 times you got ghosted, there was at least one time that instead of you asking a question, you just answered the question and then let the ball go in no man's land. Like, who speaks next? But by threading, you actually continue the conversation and you have control over where it goes. So what does this actually look like within a client conversation? Hey, I saw you were looking for an editor. Are you still looking for one, or have you found someone already? So it's like, hey, so you're looking for an editor? That's the statement. Are you still looking for someone? That's the question. Then they're gonna respond. They're like, yes, I'm still looking, and they just leave it at that. Instead of just leaving that or responding in some random way, you be like, you give a statement, which is like, oh, awesome, dude. Statement / response. It's like, oh, awesome, dude. Glad to hear that. I've actually just had my availability open up. Then you ask the question, do you have videos to work on right now, or are you yet to record them? You've asked the question. Now the person responds. So they give like a statement. Yeah, I've already got a couple recorded. Okay, got you. So that's the confirmation, like, okay, got you. And then you ask the next question, which might be, yeah, got you. When were you hoping to get the next one out? So can you see how you are basically taking control of where the conversation goes rather than letting them just sort of go where they want? Because if you just let them go where they want, they're going to take it to absolutely nowhere. And you just want to thread from one point to the next to get them to come to the natural conclusion that they should work with you. So, in fact, what I'm going to do, let me actually just show you this client conversation, because it is in my paid program, but I think you would find it useful. Classroom, client acquisition. Yeah, let's show this client conversation where I close this guy for $1,900 per video. You'll see, it's like the guy literally just says hi. For most people, when they see the message hi, they would literally just say hey. And it's like, you wonder why you're not getting clients, because you respond like an idiot. So I responded like, hi, if this is about editing, I'd love to hear what you're looking for. So it's like, hey, I've responded, and then I ask some sort of question / prompting him to speak. Now, when he says, yo, yeah, I'm looking for this is my current situation, they require a bit of effects, that's him giving his desired situation. Saw some of your work, wanted to see what's popping. Okay, instead of just saying like, thanks, and just leaving it at that, or like, thanks, my prices are this, instead I'm taking him through that sales process. Sounds good, thanks for breaking that down for me. I've given a response. Then we thread to the next question. I had a watch through your recent videos, and it's definitely something that I can replicate and build on. What's your typical budget for these long form videos? Most times I do not recommend giving the budget question, just because you're normally going to get lowballed. The reason I gave the budget question here is because this is like a 40 to 60 million subscriber client where I knew he had money. So it's like, for most people, I would not recommend asking the budget question. Instead, I would take the approach where you just give your price later on in the conversation, rather than using it as a threaded question. Don't ask for budget, always give price. But in this case, I just wanted to understand where he was feeling. He said $600 to $900 for his max budget. And I'll explain to you how I got his prices up, because what you'll realize is I actually closed this client for $1,900 per video. So how is it that I got a guy from $600 to $900 budget to a $1,900 actual video? Like, I basically got him to 3x how much he was paying me. I'll explain that. But it's because I actually took him through this threading process. So, hey bro, let's say he says, be looking for extra help. Wanted to see how it goes. Hey bro, I'd love to learn more. Could you send some examples through video, please? Or would it be similar to the ones we referenced before? So now I'm understanding, is his desired situation to do a different style, or is his desired situation to do simply more? If I start pitching him that, hey, I'm going to help you improve your style and make better visuals, that might not be what he wants. Sort of like that sales process we talked before. I need to figure out what this guy's desired situation is, and I'm going to figure that out rather than just giving him a cookie cutter solution. I need to figure out, does he want the same style as his current channel, or does he want something new? So when I'm doing that, he basically gives me the explanation like, hey, this is what I want. Awesome. I now have a desired situation. How much? And here, because we're sort of responding in real time, before I threaded to the next question, he could have gave me a response already after this got you. But when I threaded, it was this. How much footage would there typically be? And is there a pre-cut? Meaning, is the footage already cut for me? And how much footage would there be? So basically, I'm taking him through this process where I'm understanding how much footage is there, how long is the final video going to be? Like, I'm asking these questions to really understand where are we trying to go here? Because as soon as I've actually figured out what he wants, look how easy it is to position myself as a staircase. With the reference video you've sent, I just stumbled there. With the reference video you sent and considering uncut footage, I can get it done for £1,500, which works out to around 1.92k per video. These videos took me about 2 days each. So it's like pretty damn well. And because I took him through that sales process, look at the response that I get after saying that price. All right. Most editors would say the number 2,000 or like £1,500, and the client would just ghost them. So why is it that some people, well, most people just get ghosted while I can be here and I say the number, he just says all right, and I got him to pay up front. So it's like, yeah, how is that? It's because I took him through the actual sales process. So I'm competing on value, which no other editor has taken him through that process, so they all seem invaluable. I am competing on value rather than just competing on price. So when it comes to threading, all you're doing is trying to figure out from A, where someone is a stranger. So imagine you've sort of got this like spectrum where you've got point A, then point Z, and you need to go through all of these steps in order for them to become a client. Where point A is them being a stranger, point Z is them being a paying client. A client's not yours until they've paid you, by the way, but a paying client. You need to take them through B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. And you're just going to thread from one point to another. So this one might be like understanding the style. And then naturally you need to find out like, hey, are you ready to work on a video yet? Then it might be, how long is the footage? Okay, cool. Like, are you currently working with anyone else? Like that sort of thing. And okay, cool. Can you send the footage through? So now you're getting some emotional investment. Okay, got you. Considering this, considering that, it's going to be this number. Does that work with you? And then you handle objections. But you're really just threading from one point to another. If you end a point in your chat where there's no clear response that they need to give, you're done. Like, that's when you get ghosted. It's sort of like when people say like, hey, I'll hit you up for the next video. And you just say, thanks, looking forward to it. Are you surprised that the guy didn't hit you back up for a video? Because you didn't thread. So instead of just saying thanks, it's like, I'll hit you up for another video, bro. You say, thanks, looking forward to it. When do you think that video would be done by, can be sent by? Oh, I'm not sure. If the guy wasn't sure, if you just said thanks, you would have never known he's not sure when he's going to send the next video. That's why he didn't. But by asking the question, you have found more information. If you're a freelance video editor and you want to get more clients, I've got something for you. It's a completely free outreach tracker. It's the same one we use with all our coaching students, and it's going to allow you to be able to send more messages to potential clients, get more replies, and also be able to close them at higher rates. So go get that free tracker in the description. After you signed up for it, I'm going to send it straight to your email. I'm going to give you a bit more information on how I personally help video editors. So if you do want to get more help, you can apply there. But whether you get my further help or not, just go and get the free tracker for now, because at least you're going to be able to run this on your own for a while.